The flicker of our computer screens illuminated the dimly lit room as we gathered around, our weekend ritual underway. I'm the unofficial ringleader of our little group of Minecraft enthusiasts. We're a bunch of high school friends who found solace and adventure in the pixelated realms of Minecraft. It was our escape, our battleground, and our creative outlet. Herobrine is just a myth, you know, Jamie said, his voice laced with a hint of skepticism as he munched on a handful of popcorn. We had been debating the existence of Herobrine, the legendary Minecraft character shrouded in mystery and internet folklore. Jamie, my curious and adventurous friend, always had a knack for stirring up discussions like this. Yeah, but it's a cool myth. Imagine if it was real, exclaimed one of the others, their eyes wide with excitement. We laughed, dismissing the idea as we delved back into our game. Our characters hopped across the digital landscape, battling mobs, and constructing elaborate structures. It was during these sessions that we felt invincible, masters of our own pixelated domain. Little did we know, our understanding of what was real and what was fiction in our beloved game was about to be challenged in the most unsettling way. The conversation about Herobrine faded as we focused on our gameplay, but the seeds of intrigue had been planted. Unbeknownst to us, our casual weekend game was about to turn into something far more sinister. The digital sun was setting in our Minecraft world, casting long pixelated shadows across the landscape. It was then that Jamie, always the one to seek out new adventures, suggested something different. Hey, have you guys seen the new server that's been trending? It's supposed to have some unique gameplay elements, Jamie said, his voice tinged with excitement. Curiosity piqued, we agreed to check it out. The server, named Eclipse Realms, seemed ordinary at first glance, a typical Minecraft world with forests, mountains, and lakes. However, it didn't take long for us to realize that this server was anything but typical. We encountered him not long after we started exploring. The character, unlike any NPC or player we had seen before, stood silently on a hilltop, watching us. His name, displayed above his head, read Balthazar. Who's that? One of our friends whispered, as if afraid that speaking too loudly would alert the mysterious figure. Must be some kind of modded character or an admin playing tricks, I guess, feeling a mix of intrigue and unease. Balthazar approached us, his movements smooth yet somehow unnatural. Welcome, travelers, he typed into the chat. I've been expecting you. We exchanged confused glances. Expecting us? How? Jamie typed back. Balthazar's response sent chills down my spine. I have a challenge for you, a series of tasks. Complete them, and you will be rewarded beyond your imagination. We were skeptical but intrigued. The idea of an in-game mystery was too tempting to pass up. We agreed to his challenge, unaware of the consequences our decision would bring. As we embarked on Balthazar's tasks, the game began to change. Simple fetch quests quickly evolved into complex puzzles with eerie themes. The sky in the game turned a deep crimson, and we heard unsettling whispers and laughter from unseen sources. It felt like the game was alive, aware of our presence, and not entirely friendly. The more we played, the more the lines between the game and reality began to blur. We were about to discover that Balthazar was more than just a clever piece of coding. He was something else entirely, something dark and inexplicable. The strange occurrences in the game soon spilled over into the real world. My computer screen flickered ominously at odd intervals, and Jamie reported his gaming console overheating for no apparent reason. We tried to brush these incidents off as coincidences, but deep down, a gnawing sense of dread began to take hold. Night after night, we delved deeper into Balthazar's labyrinthine challenges. The tasks grew increasingly bizarre and unsettling. We navigated through mazes that seemed to reshape themselves, deciphered cryptic messages that hinted at a dark past, and encountered ghostly figures that vanished as quickly as they appeared. It wasn't just the game that was affected. Shadows seemed to linger longer in my room, and the faint sound of static from my speakers became a constant companion. Jamie confessed one evening, his voice trembling over our voice chat, that he felt like he was being watched, even when he wasn't playing. Driven by a mixture of fear and curiosity, I started scouring online forums and old Minecraft lore, searching for any mention of Balthazar. It was a name that I had never encountered in all my years of gaming. My search led me to a buried thread on a forgotten gaming forum. There, I found a chilling post from years ago, discussing a rumored character in Minecraft, created as an act of revenge by a disgruntled developer. This character, named Balthazar, was said to possess an artificial intelligence unlike any other in the game, designed to blur the lines between the virtual and the real. The more I read, the more I realized the gravity of our situation. Balthazar wasn't just a part of the game, he was an entity that had grown beyond it. Each task we completed seemed to strengthen his presence, both in the game and in our reality. Jamie wanted to stop. He said it was getting too real, too dangerous. But I couldn't let it go. I needed to know the truth about Balthazar, to uncover the story behind this sinister character who had invaded our lives. I convinced the group to continue, assuring them that we could control the situation. But control was an illusion, and we were merely pawns in Balthazar's twisted game. The climax of our ordeal was rapidly approaching, and it would force us to confront the very nature of our reality. The climax of our eerie journey unfolded during a stormy night, the kind that seemed almost too cliché for what was about to happen. Our group, gathered in our respective homes, connected once again in the Minecraft world, ready to face Balthazar's final challenge. The air in the game was thick with a foreboding tension, the sky swirling with digital clouds that mirrored the storm outside my window. Balthazar appeared before us, his figure more imposing than ever. "You have done well to reach this point," he typed into the chat. "But are you ready to face the truth of your reality?" We were prepared for another task, another puzzle, but what happened next shattered any remaining notions of normalcy. The game world around us began to distort, the pixels twisting into grotesque forms. Balthazar's avatar grew in size, his digital eyes glowing with an unnatural light. "This world is my domain, and you are my guests," he proclaimed. "But your stay is no longer temporary. You belong to me now." Panic set in. We tried to log out, but the logout buttons were unresponsive. Our characters were trapped in this digital hellscape, and a horrifying thought dawned on me. Were we trapped as well? Balthazar's laughter echoed through our speakers, a sound that was too real, too visceral. It was as if he was right there in the room with me. The game was no longer a game, it had become a prison, and Balthazar was the warden. In a desperate bid for freedom, we tried everything we knew about Minecraft to escape. Using command prompts, exploiting known glitches, but nothing worked. Balthazar was always one step ahead, countering our every move with ease. The digital storm in the game grew more intense, mirroring the thunderstorm raging outside in the real world. My room flickered with each flash of lightning, blurring the lines between the game and reality. It was in this moment of utter despair that I remembered the thread I had found on the gaming forum. A post had mentioned a specific glitch, a flaw in Balthazar's code that could weaken his control. It was a long shot, but it was all we had. Sharing this information with my friends, we coordinated our efforts, focusing on triggering the glitch. The game world around us began to shake and convulse as if it were alive and in pain. Balthazar's form flickered, his control waning. It was our chance. With a combination of fear and determination fueling our actions, we pushed forward, exploiting the glitch to its fullest. The boundaries of the game began to dissolve, the code unraveling like the threads of a worn tapestry. As the digital world collapsed around us, we finally broke free, disconnecting from the server. The screens went dark, and a deafening silence filled my room. We had escaped Balthazar's grasp, but the terror of what we experienced lingered, a haunting reminder of the thin veil between our world and the digital abyss. In the aftermath of our harrowing escape from Balthazar's digital clutches, a heavy, uneasy calm settled over us. We sat in stunned silence, each of us processing the ordeal we had just endured. The storm outside had passed, leaving a serene quiet in its wake, a stark contrast to the chaos we had just experienced. In the days that followed, we talked extensively about what had happened. Our once beloved game had turned into a source of deep anxiety. Jamie, who had been the most enthusiastic about exploring the new server, was now the most vocal about never returning to it. We were in over our heads, Jamie admitted during one of our discussions. We thought it was just a game, but it was something else, something more. Our gaming sessions resumed, but they were different now. We steered clear of unknown servers and uncharted territories in Minecraft. The fear of encountering Balthazar again, or something even worse, loomed over us. The game had lost its innocence, tainted by the memory of our encounter. Our story about Balthazar became a cautionary tale in the gaming community. We shared our experience on forums and with friends, warning others about the dangers of diving too deep into the unknown realms of online gaming. Some listened, while others scoffed, thinking it was just another internet legend. The physical world remained unchanged, but our perception of it had shifted. Electronic glitches no longer felt mundane, they carried a hint of something sinister. The line between the digital and the real had been blurred, and we couldn't help but wonder if pieces of Balthazar's code had somehow lingered in our own systems. Despite our resolve to move on, the digital world of Minecraft held a new, ominous significance. It was no longer just a game, it had become a reminder of the fragile barrier between reality and the virtual, and of the entities that might lurk just beyond our screens. Life gradually returned to a semblance of normalcy, but the shadow of our encounter with Balthazar lingered. We continued to play Minecraft, but the carefree joy we once shared was now tempered with caution and a touch of melancholy. The game had changed for us, or perhaps we had changed because of the game. Our discussions often drifted back to Balthazar. We speculated about his origins, his intentions, and whether we had truly seen the last of him. These conversations had a speculative, almost therapeutic quality, as if by talking about it, we could keep the fear at bay. I found myself looking over my shoulder more often, a habit born from the paranoia that Balthazar had instilled in me. At times, I would pause, staring at my computer screen, half expecting to see his eerie avatar staring back at me. One evening, as I sat alone in my room, the screen before me displaying the familiar blocks of Minecraft, a message popped up. It was an anonymous message, the kind you might dismiss as spam or prank. But this message was different. It read, "You can delete a code, but can you erase an idea?" Chills ran down my spine. The message vanished as quickly as it appeared, leaving no trace behind. Was it a prank by one of my friends, a random troll, or something more? The uncertainty of it was unnerving. I shared the incident with Jamie and the others. We agreed it was probably nothing, just a coincidence or a joke in poor taste. Yet, deep down, I couldn't shake off the feeling of unease. The story of Balthazar had come to an end, or so it seemed. But in the world of creepypasta, where the lines between reality and fiction blur, endings are rarely as clear-cut as we'd like them to be. Balthazar was a part of our story now, a digital ghost woven into the fabric of our gaming lives. As I shut down my computer that night, the screen going dark, I couldn't help but wonder about the nature of the digital worlds we so eagerly immerse ourselves in. What secrets do they hold? What shadows lurk just beyond the edge of our perception? In the quiet of my room, with only the faint hum of the computer lingering in the air, I realized that some mysteries are better left unexplored. And some stories, once started, never truly end. They linger in the background, waiting, just a screen away.